Hello friends, in this video we will explore another application of Google, that is nothing but Google Forms. Many of you are already using this application, but for beginner we will go through it once again step by step, and there are some additional or advanced setting options that also we are going to explore it. Now when we are going to use this Google Form application, if for any of the survey study you want to prepare a questionnaire, so without doing it by hard copy questionnaire, you can directly put your answers in this Google form and you will get the data from the audience or from any of the survey people. So there is no need to tabularize it again. This Google form gives you all the data in Excel sheet format. Secondly, if you want to take registrations for any of the conferences, workshops, so for that purpose also you can use this Google form. And additional and the important part is this Google form you can use for taking the quizzes for the students. So this, how we can take the quiz of the student, that we will see in next video. But right now we will see the basic about Google application, Google form application. So to begin with, as it is a Google application, so again you have to log in your Gmail account. After logging to your Gmail account, you have to go this 9 dots, that is Google Apps. And from that, there you have to go into Google Drive. This is a Drive option. Now after entering into a Drive, you have to click on New. In New, there we have explored already Google Docs, then Google Slide, and for Google Form you have to click on this More option. After clicking on More, there are few more subheadings over which there is one first application, that is Google Form. So you have to click on this Google Form. So friend, this is the interface of blank Google form which you want to edit depending upon your need, which type of questions you want to add. You can edit this interface completely. So we will see one by one from header region. This is a header region of your form. Initially, the form name is untitled form, and we will see these particular tabs. These are for settings. Out of that, the first one is color palette. The header region, currently it is in purple color. If you want to change it, if you want to add the name of your college or institution or your subject name, template or banner, if you want to add in this region, you can go via this menu, that is color palette. And from this you can select a color or different types of themes or images also you can select from this particular icon. So right now I am just selecting one of the colors. See, the color has been changed to pink color. The next to it is eye symbol, that is nothing but preview. How your questionnaire will look like to the audience, that view we can see from your end by clicking on preview option. The next part is settings. This setting bar we will explore at the end of this video because it is quite technical part. Then if your questionnaire is completely ready, you can send it to the audience, either to students or some participants to whom you want to send it. Now this last 3 vertical dots, it is having many more setting options. If you want to undo anything or you want to delete something, you can make it from this. You can make a copy of the same application form. You can delete the whole application form from your Google Drive. Again, remember this Google form is saved in your Drive. Likewise, all the Google applications which we have studied till now and which we are going to study further, they are all stored in your Google Drive. Then you can get a link of this document or Google form. Then you can print this form. Again, you can add collaborators, but there is no share button as such, which was in Google document and Google slide. Here there is option of sharing, but not by the name share option, but by add collaborators. This add collaborator means you can share it with your fellow colleagues or participants who can make editable changes or who can go through this and they can edit this particular form. Then script editor, we will see later on this. You can add more add-ons to it. For example, here the important add-on is how to get e-certificate. If you have fill up some particular feedback form and if you want to give e-certificate to the participants, so that e-certificate option you can explore from this add-on button. We will see it in further videos, and there are preferences. So likewise, these many things we can do by going through these 3 vertical dots. So we will start with our first question. Before that, you have to name your form. So for practice, I have chosen to make feedback from juniors after attending a welcome party. Okay, if you want to take a feedback from your students or juniors after attending a welcome party, so I have written this as my heading. So ultimately, this heading or these words will appear directly to this area, that is untitled form. Below this, there is a small region for form description. If you want to give any instruction or any sort of description regarding this feedback form, you can add in this area. For example, I have written, hello dear juniors, kindly fill the following form as earliest. Likewise, you can give any instruction in this area. So friends, now we will start with our first question. By default, there is untitled question. If you click on this area, these side options will appear. This drop down bar you have to select. These many types of questions you can add in your questionnaire. The first type is short answer, where there are few word limits. If your question is name of the candidate, so that time you can choose short answer question. If your question is of suggestion type or any sort of lengthier answer, then you can go for paragraph type question. Second one is multiple choice question. It is very much familiar. Out of 4 or 2 option, only single option if it is correct, then you have to choose multiple choice question. Fourth one is check boxes. Now see the difference between multiple choice and check boxes. Check boxes means more than one answer if it is correct, or more than one option is there in your answer, then you can select check boxes. Then fifth one is drop down. If you want to give months or years, then at that time you can use drop down menu. If you want to ask the audience to upload any sort of file, then you can choose file option menu. Next type of question is linear scale. If you want to rate something, either the keynote address of the conference, if you want to rate any sort of rating question you want to give to the participants, then at that time you can use linear scale option. If such type of resource persons or such type of we can say keynote speakers or guest lecturers are there, so you have to give linear scale answer question number of times for each and every resource person. So under that situation, what you should do, you should give multiple choice grid. As it is a grid, it is not but column and rows type questions will be there. We will explore it one by one how it actually appears. Then you can add date and time. So likewise, there are different types of questions, those you can add in your questionnaire. So to begin with, I have written first question as name. As it is a name, so under which type question it will come? It is nothing but a short answer question. So you have to select from that drop down a short answer. Now see, these are again three important tags. This symbol represents duplicate. If you want to duplicate this question, then you can click on this. If you want to delete this question, this is a sign for delete option. And if you want to make this question compulsory, then you have to click on required button. That means this is a mandatory question. If the audience is not able to solve this question, the form is not getting submitted. So this is the required part. Now you want to add another question. This is the first one. Now to add a new question, you have to click on this plus button. Now see, at this side there are few more tabs which we have to explore. Out of that, the first one is plus, and this plus represents add question. This second, small t and capital T, represents add a title and description. Next icon is for if you want to add any sort of image in your questionnaire, you can add from this third option. If you want to add any sort of video, then you can add it from fourth click. And if you want to make your questionnaire in 2-3 different sections, at that time you can use this section also. Fine. Now I have added a second question by the name age. As you have to ask the age of the applicant or respondents, so at that time you have to choose a multiple choice question, as you are giving here a range. For example, I have written age as 15 to 17, and likewise we will add the range, and out of this range any one they have to select. So that's why I have chosen multiple choice question. Again, I make it as a required question. Then again, by clicking on this plus button, you can add a next question, like I have added educational qualification. Now see, here you have to tick more than one option. So at that time, multiple choice question you can't give. You have to choose for check boxes. So are you getting the difference between multiple choice and check boxes? Multiple choice means only one option can be selected, and check boxes you can select more than one option. So I have selected check boxes and I have written SSC, HSSC. So from these options, respondent can take more than one option. It is again a required question. Next, by clicking on plus button, I have added another question, and that is contact number. Contact number, I want it simple. They have to write digits, so I can make it as a short answer question. Next, I want to ask respondent about his or her date of birth, as it is a date. So out of all these questions, you have to select date option. It will directly appear a calendar, and there is written month, day and year. By next question we can add by clicking on this plus button. Next question we will ask about time. At what time we were present at the party venue. So such type of, any type of time question you can add. So this is another type of question. Now you want to give a question like rating scale, Likert scale, 5-point scale, as you all know. So if you want to rate something, likewise I have given kindly rate the overall event, or kindly rate the lecture of this particular guest speaker, or if such type of question is there in your questionnaire, at that time you have to select the linear scale option. In linear scale, by default 1 to 5 scale is there. If you want to make more broader range, you can change this option from 1 to 10. But here you have to mention whether 1 is highest or 10 is highest. from your point of view. So I have written 1 as a low response and 10 as a higher one marking. And again I have make it as a required question. So this is linear scale. Actually how it appears that we will see in preview section. Next again I am adding. Now see, if such type of rating you want to take from the respondent for multiple questions, so you at that time you are going to use multiple choice grid. As grid word is there, it is nothing but a section having rows as well as columns. So what I have written, kindly rate welcome party on the basis of following heads. So in rows there are different heads or name of the guests, name of the resource person you can write in this row area, and rating scale you can write in this column. For example, 10, 20, 30, 40 up to 100 you want to give the marks. So those marks you have to write in column section, and to whom you want to give the marks, those name you have to write in row section. See, I have written these different heads: hospitality, arrangement, overall management, and so on. These criteria you have to rate from poor to excellent or from excellent to poor scale. So in single question, you have given rating for all these particular topics. Then it is again a required question. Now we will see. See friends, the multiple choice grid will appear like this. This is first criteria. You have to rate it whether it is poor, fair, good, better, excellent, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Likewise also you can give. Now the next question you are adding, kindly give your suggestions for either betterment or what are the pros and cons of the event, or any sort of suggestion you want to take it from the audience. So as it is a suggestion, there is no word limit as such. So in that case, you have to select a paragraph type of question. So click on paragraph. So in this way, you have prepared your questionnaire. N number of questions you can add in your questionnaire, but for practice purpose, I have selected single question for each type. Now after completing your questionnaire, you have to send it to the respondents. So then click on this send option. Now to whom you want to send it, those email IDs you have to paste here. Likewise, for example, to show you the respondent's point of view, I am sending it to my email ID only. Then after this, you have to click on send button. This one. This further settings we will explore later on, or we can add here only. See, if in our questionnaire, we haven't added any of the question regarding respondent's mail ID. We have not asked them to add a mail ID. But if you want to collect their mail IDs, you have to click on this option, collect email addresses. So automatically, you will get email addresses of all the respondents to whom you have sent this particular form. Now, you can create the link of this particular form from this UPIN like shape is there, and this symbol is for link. So you can take link from this document, link of this document also. And this form, from this point only, you can share it on G+, or in your Facebook or in your Twitter. You can share from this. So these are the additional tabs you can explore it. Now everything is ready. Now finally click on send. So from your side, as an administrator, you have created a Google form, and that Google form is stored in your G Drive. Now we will see the second part. if you received any sort of Google form, how you can fill that form. So that step we will see. I have sent this form to my Gmail account. Now I have opened my inbox. Got it? See friends, till now we have prepared a Google form and send it to somebody else's email ID. Now how that person or that particular respondent respond to your form, those steps we are going to study further. So in our inbox as a respondent, we are having this message that is feedback from a form for attending a welcome party. We have to click on this form, then click on fill out the form. Now as a respondent, see, there is no as such editable tabs here. In previous section, as we were creating a form as an administrator, we are having rights to edit it, setting other options also. But as a respondents, you can see only the questions. So now we will fill this form one by one. And if you solve the question, see the difference between age and this educational qualification. Here only one option is marked. Here there are number of options you can mark. Then for date of birth, respondent can see the calendar and from here he or she can fill up their date. Then time, AM, PM, all the options are given there. We can select that. Now these are the two different rating questions we have given. Kindly rate the overall event from low to high. We can select for example 8. And this is a grid type of question. Respondent respond to any single criteria row wise. So like that they can choose any of the options. And finally they can give suggestions regarding that particular event and number of lines or words he or she can add. Then from respondent's point of view, they can submit. After submitting, they will get a message that your response has been recorded. Now, this is the second step. First, we have created, send it to the participants. Then participant has responded to your Google form. Now we will go back to administrator's point of view. Now we have received the content. Now this is my inbox or a drive. In this drive, I have created this form. Now if I open this form, see, as an administrator, again you will see all these tabs, setting options, send option, preview. Now look at here. This is a tab for responses. If you have sent this form to 50 people, out of 50, one response is there. That means one respondent sent you a details regarding that form. So you have to see what type of responses are there. So if you click on this responses option, you will get complete statistical data, name, age wise, pie charts are there, how many candidates are between 15 to 17, 17 to 20. As it is having only single response, that's why it is giving a complete circle. Then bar charts will appear. So this is complete a statistical view. So from here, we can take the screenshots and we can make your own presentation. This type of, this form, see, this form you cannot download, but you can print this form. You can take the screenshots and you can paste it in your PowerPoint presentation if you want to present any sort of research paper. So you can do that also. Now, if you want to create Excel sheet of this whole document or this whole data, so there is one green option, see, this tab, that is nothing but create spreadsheet. So if you click on this green tab, this option will appear and there you have to click on create. So all the data which is present in initially in graphical form, now it is present in your Excel sheet as it is having only single response. But if there are 100 applicants, 100 respondents, then all the data you will get in this Excel sheet format. You can save it by going to file option and download this Excel sheet, and you can do further research or other statistical test by using this Excel format sheet. So this is about our Google form creation. In next video, we will see how we can explore this Google form itself, but for quiz making. If you want to take online quiz of the students, you can use the same application, but some different technical part is there. So in next video, we will explore how to make quiz by using Google form. So as an assignment, you have to create a single demo Google form having all types of question, at least one question of all the types, and you have to submit it as your assignment. Thank you.